Hey everyone, Dante here. Got two new things in the mail today. Here they are. So let's look at the thing on the left. This is a model number. You can see it's got amber lens, which should be a red flag that this should not have the Running Man cartoon on it. No markings, white housing. Some model number G4HFWN-S7VMA. High fidelity MNS EC, meaning mass notification, indoor wall speaker strobe with amber lens. And let's look at the thing on the right, which would see it's got the mounting plate GRSW, but more respectively, screwdriver and pop this mounting plate off, which is a pain in the neck. There we go. There's the mounting bracket. Here it is. EG4SV, because this actually came with a mounting plate. More respectively, EG4SVWF. It has clear lens, an LED strobe, and fire markings. Yes, these are both Genesis trademark devices, Genesis Classic and Genesis LED. For this case, like I said, it would be used on a mass notification system, and this you could also use on a mass notification system, except you would have to use an expansion plate for it, which they have finally released, thank goodness. But this would be primarily be for fire, obviously. So, the one on the left, what makes this Genesis speaker strobe? I remember asking that with my other one because I have one just like it, except in ceiling mount variant. So, like I said, what makes the high fidelity speaker strobe models different from the regular Genesis series speakers is obviously the speaker. So the speaker is different from the basic Genesis speakers from the Genesis Classic series. And yeah. You can see, you can obviously tell because I'm gonna go grab a regular Genesis speaker strobe to compare it. Here's my regular Genesis speaker strobe, well, one of them at least. See, there's some obvious differences on the back plate. A little bit bigger and somewhat larger. I don't know if you could see the comparison. Yeah, it definitely does look a little bigger. But put this to the side, and I'm going to go ahead and pop the covers open, and we'll investigate the inside of the unit. So I popped off both of the covers. You can see, let's investigate this one. You can see the actual speaker unit is also very different. It's the speaker cone is black. In fact, the entire speaker unit is black. Cut jumper for temporal strobe for private mode output. I notice it does not have the 1575 like my G4WAS2VMA does, but just like that speaker strobe, it's actually a multi-candela device. D is 15, C is 30, B is 75, and A is 110. Little bit of a deviation on those actual light outputs because those outputs are based on clear lens. It is, I don't know if it actually is 10%ish, but the definitely diffuses the light by considerably. Now, and there's your wattage. Obviously, I'm starting to dislike these these selective tabs because of how easy they are to break. But Genesis series is still pretty good. Now this thing, it's got the LED strobe. You got your test points to check diagnostics, and the test points for the speaker that you can use a multimeter on. There's your candela selector, which will pop up right there below the speaker inscription, and then there's the speaker. It's a relatively small speaker. So, and then there's the back of it where the speaker protrudes out compared to the Hornstrobe models. And right here is your wattage. And another thing is, this is actually a 70-volt speaker, 70-volt root mean square. Use this one, you can select between 70 and 25-volt root mean square. And there's obviously your wattage selector. Might as well mention that again. So, back to the back to this guy. And here we have the insides. You can see the regular Genesis speaker is this guy right here, and this is the high fidelity unit. You can see you could definitely see there's obvious differences. And the speaker cone being fully black instead of a clearish yellowish combination. Gonna hook these devices up, and I may hook these devices up to my Kinter audio amplifier that I also received today. So stay tuned. Thank you for watching. And if I were to give these devices a rating, if I could get this damn thing on. I don't mean that as a cuss word, but you get the idea. Oh, and might I add, you also see the mounting plate on this newer Genesis device. It's a snap-on, as you see. It's actually just like a Spectre Alert Advance. You can see, put the top in first and snap it with the top, similar to how you put the cover. Definitely like a Spectre Alert Advance. And then you put your cover plate on. If I can. There we go, I think. Hang on. Having a little technical difficulties. Press this in a little bit. There we go. Whereas these older classic Genesis speaker strobes, like pretend there's a back box there. There. Done. If I give these devices a rating, give them this one a 93 out of 89 or 90 out of 100. This one will give 100 out of 100.